Welcome back to Showreel. My name is Khan. This is the news. Despite recent reports, Peter Jackson apparently has no formal plans to direct an episode of Doctor Who. Showrunner Stephen Moffat has supposedly offered him the chance to do an episode should he become available. Jackson's one stipulation is that he be paid with a Dalek. There is also a rumour that author J.K. Rowling will be penning some kind of tie-in literature for our new 12th Time Lord, Peter Capaldi. Series 8 goes to air mid-next year. Warner Brothers have announced that Ben Affleck will be the next Batman. He will be taking over the role as the Caped Crusader from the thrice-serving Christian Bale. Affleck, who has had a superhero in his past, namely 2003's poorly received Daredevil, will be donning the cape and mask for the hotly anticipated Batman vs Superman showdown. And with the just announced inclusion of Breaking Bad's Bryan Cranston as the new Lex Luthor, the sure-to-be-a-hit flick is expected on our screens 2015. Cult 90s rom-com Reality Bites is headed to the small screen. Director Ben Stiller has teamed up with writer Helen Childress to produce the series, which will follow on from the feature that starred Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke. Lionsgate has just announced that Game of Thrones actress Natalie Dormer will be working for them on the next 2 installments of the Hunger Games franchise. Dormer, who played Marjorie Tyrell on the HBO smash hit, also has a role in Ron Howard's new James Hunt Formula One biopic Rush, and a strong role in Ridley Scott's drug drama The Counselor alongside Brad Pitt. Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2 should be on our screens 2014 and 2015 respectively. And that's the news.
Welcome back to Showreel. We're still here with Zach Hutchins, and now we're going to talk about road trip movies. So I know I'm not sure if we reviewed it on Showreel, but we definitely reviewed it in our podcast, We're the Millers. Yeah. So it's just one of those movies that kind of, I thought for me, We're the Millers and Identity Thief, they both kind of just identified to me that I think road trip movies as a kind of, convention's the wrong word, but as like a thing, they're kind of dead. What do you think?
Well, they seem to just pump them out all the time. And people like them. I don't know that they're that great. You know, they never do critically well, but it seems to be an easy way to get a lot of different comedy situations into a movie, where they just, let's go to this situation and this thing will happen. It just seems an easy way of writing, but even though it's not that great overall, the storyline isn't that strong because it's just a bunch of kind of unrelated disasters usually happening. I hadn't seen We're the Millers when we did the podcast, but I saw it afterwards. It was actually alright. Do you like it?
Yeah, like I thought it was good, but it just, even it with like such big name stars and such great writing, like regressed into that cheesy kind of just like family. Oh, the family's getting back together and they love each other because they've gone through the road trip. And it's like, seriously?
This always happens at the end.
Seriously?
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't yet. I'm actually seeing it tonight. So.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good watch. As road trip movies go, it's like one of the best I've seen in a while. Yeah. Did you see anything like Identity Thief or anything like that?
Nope.
No, I missed that one. It was not.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It was not good.
They reviewed it on Showreel, didn't they?
Yeah, I think we reviewed it when I was producing. Yeah, it was not a good movie.
No.
It was just it was like the most. It was like the benchmark for. Or the time mark for the death of road trip movies, I feel. It's like, it's not going to get any better than this, I feel. It's like, I think it's going downhill from here.
The classic one that I think they all maybe seem to emulate was the National Lampoon's Vacation. That's been on TV loads of times with Chevy Chase.
It had like 5 million sequels, didn't it?
It was actually one of the sequels. I think National Lampoon's Animal House was like the first National Lampoon movie. And then there was just loads of others. They all had different plots. I don't know. I've never seen any of the others, but it was all right. I mean, I've seen it. Maybe doesn't live up quite to modern expectations anymore, but I assume for its time it was all right.
Yeah. No, I haven't actually seen it, but I think it's one I need to check out. But I feel they have kind of, as you were saying, like they have the problem that all the conventions of them have been just so overused. It's actually something I was talking about when we reviewed Plan 9 from Outer Space 2 weeks ago. And I was saying, in its age, it would have been okay because it might have had like over-dramatic plot points and bad writing and obvious cliches, but they're only obvious and bad because they've been used so much.
Yeah, since then.
So it's like, we just kind of need to move on. Like, they were good, so you can stop now. and we can move on to something new. You don't need to kind of beat the dead horse anymore. Yeah.
Do you like road trip movies in general?
Not really. Like once you see a few, I think it gets old.
yeah.
It's more of like a plot point. Like the road trip itself is the plot point for the movie, and then the comedy comes from like the ridiculous things that happen.
Yeah.
So like as a genre itself, it gets old after a few times unless someone does something really unique with
Yeah.
it, which no one has yet. So.
Yeah, it's almost like they need to go on a road trip in the movie, but that can't be where the comedy comes from and everything. It's like,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a good road trip movie? Like a really good one?
Where the Millers probably came closest to it
Really?
for me. It was, I enjoyed it.
Well, how many stars out of 5 would you give it?
I probably already did this in the podcast. We have a Showreel podcast, by the way. You should watch it. It's on iTunes. But it's, I don't know, 3.5 stars? I'd say 3.5 stars maybe. It was good. It was really good.
That's really good, is it? 3.5?
3.5, well, it's not like Inception. It's not an Avatar or an Inception or a...
Avatar, you really liked Avatar,
I
did
loved
you?
Avatar.
How many stars out of 5 was that then?
4.5, I'd say.
Okay.
Inception would be a 5.
Okay.
But it's like, I'm the least harsh movie critic
Yeah,
on
you
the
are.
planet. Seriously, I love everything I see. I think Identity Thief has to be one of the few movies I've given a bad review. But yeah, it's just, there's nothing really to add to it, I feel. So until someone comes up with a really great way to change it.
I liked Borat. That was kind of a road trip movie. He was going...
In a way, yeah.
But obviously the comedy wasn't coming from, let's just go on a road trip in a car. It was because it was like fake documentary, except people with real people in the set-up comedy scene.
Yeah.
Have you seen Borat?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's just a brilliant movie.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that kind of has what we're talking about, where it's like, it's not... They don't use the road trip as the comedy. Something else entirely different is the comedy. They just happen to kind of go on a road trip in it. It's more of a mockumentary.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah.
It's like Paul, the Simon Pegg Nicholas movie.
What
Paul.
was that?
Yeah, really good, but that's like, it's a road trip movie at the same time. That's not what it's based on. You know what I mean? Like, like they find this alien, they have to go on this adventure to sort of help him find his way home or whatever, but they end up going on a road trip only because of the circumstance. It's not the plot point of the whole movie, so that's probably where road trips should go from now on. Road trip movies.
Check that one out.
Yeah,
because it's like,
great.
the guys who made it are so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have to take another break, but we'll be back soon with Zach for the final segment when we review Kick-Ass 2. Don't go away.